for any one of them that could, you know, carry a fight at any moment.
Yeah, even I don't know if you said Ruby, but even Ruby too, to just go in there, give her a little bit more. Oh, that's gonna be. Do we have?
That's a classic. That's an OG right there. I don't think we don't have any stats on that. That's the first pick.
Matches up. I want to say Belma not as bad as he used to be, because they took away one of the big glaring counters that he has, which is popping him up. That stops his spin, that stops the huge amount of his damage that he can output. So now he really can't be CC'd out of his damage. You're gonna have the lethal strike to be able to kind of increase the damage that you can do with the retribution into objectives, which will give them, I want to say, a wider area, a wider berth of mistakes that they can make at the objective to be able to kind of bring that down with the retribution.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a Balmond at all yet. I'm really trying to. Yeah, I think this is definitely our first Balmond. Yeah, pretty sure it's our first. It is our first Balmond pick so far. In all of NACT. So we have constant damage. We have some way to deal with mobazane here possibly. We also have some possibilities for the turtle steals. You know, everything. I mean, we know Balmond. It used to be a really popular pick. It's just, can it still withstand? Can it still hold up to what it used to be?
Yeah, that's going to be the real question here, especially when you're going up against the anti-heal of mobazane, the tankiness that's going to be out there. Plus, you're worried about nicholette with that heart guard. Is he going to be lethal countering onto somebody only to see the dust clear and they've got a heart guard on top of their head? It's going to be come down to see, I want to say, how aggressive they can get here, because Balmond, once he gets ahead, I want to say it's very hard to stop him. You can see there, guys, the ticket for the grand finals. Everybody's has the ability to go ahead and sign up for that if you guys want to see us there in Las Vegas.
We already got ours. We're ready to go. It's Vegas, baby. back to the HyperX Arena, where some of the greatest stories have been told. Back to the HyperX Arena, which I personally think is probably one of the best venues we've seen for NACT Grand Final, so I'm hype about it. But look at Cold World going down. Yoreshi able to get the kill there. AREA77 starting things off early.
Yeah, nice tight rotation from AREA77 there. 3 men there, maybe lingering a bit too long there up at the top, but like I said, I'm kind of a big, profuse, I want to say a big indicator for these teams. If you have something, make it happen. If you don't, let's go ahead and leave there. You can see right now, hiding in that bush, Tarzan going to be found out by mobazane.
And they're going to kind of hang out up here a bit. A lot of damage. Oh, mielow. Just able to dash away, flicker out of that final slash range. That's going to put him in a bad spot for BTK to try to contest this turtle. No heart guard going to connect either. Nicholette still has it. mobazane going to decide not to go for the steal here. Just back off and get the purple buff while you can. Cold World also here to help out, but AREA77 now with shields, now with buffs, ready to go. Going to try to come in. Big stun, big knockup. Down comes the Eternal Guardian. Tarzan able to get the kill onto Cold World. JQT finds mielow, and mobazane on the run.
Oh, and this is the aggression and the initiation that I was looking for, AREA77. Stop responding to BTK. Start making your own plays. Once you have the advantage, start going into their jungle. Make those plays. Make them respond to you. And we're seeing that here, especially with great success to AREA77.
I mean, this is what you normally see from a Balmond. Early game aggression. Whether he's been in the meta or not, you still know that the damage is there, especially in the laning phase. And with kind of the squishier mid with something like nicholette here, you kind of lose a little bit of CC there. You lose a little bit of that aggression. mielow also not really able to deal with some of the initial burst damage coming from Yoreshi and Tarzan. It's definitely something that I think is catching BTK off guard here.
Yeah, and that's kind of the one thing that you were talking about too, that you lack in the mid lane from nicholette right now is clear. Oh, ISO in trouble.
They try the gank, unable to connect. Should be able to get some gold plating here. But Marcutie and JQT able to come in and defend, and BTK unable to make something happen there.
Yeah, and that's not often that you see BTK with a failed gank on the side. Just great, I want to say, map presence from ISO. Sees it coming immediately. Doesn't try anything fancy. BMIs himself to safety. And then you have JQT and MarQT there to kind of help with the support to try to protect that lane, make sure they don't get much out of it.
Tarzan pulling up once again. They know that they have no CC. They have no way to stop them. A lot of damage does come on to JQT. JQT in a little bit of trouble. mobazane forced to back off. AREA77, they got what they came for. They take the purple buff, leave mobazane with nothing, and now they're going to move on to the turtle.
Yeah, I mean, and uses that lethal counter to start robbing mobazane of his jungle minions. He's not going to have it for this turtle, but he doesn't need it. They've already kind of pushed back BTK. They don't even want to try to go for this turtle. Pretty smart on them to kind of try to make something happen somewhere else. Unfortunately, I want to say a great game right now for AREA77 as we're taking a look at some of these items. Balmont has already picked up the War Axe for his side there. mobazane's still looking. He does have... we do have a heart guard.
Basic with the heart guard. Maybe in a little bit of trouble. Drops some Mon's Force. Able to get some nice shots onto Tarzan, onto the rest of the team. JQT down to about half health, but should be okay. Basic showing that he's not one to be messed with right now, especially with the hair plus the heart guard, the purify. He's definitely able to really push his boundaries. A little bit of damage in the mid side. Tarzan trying to clear up the waves, trying to put pressure onto that tier 3. mobazane just trying to defend, just trying to hold ground and stop AREA77 from pushing into their land.
Yeah, and I mean, he's doing a decent job of it. We saw before when it came to the items, only had the Molten Essence for mobazane. Oh my gosh, Basic with a blazing duet all over his face. ISO claims himself a body.
Yeah, I don't think Basic expected them to come back once again. And there goes another purple buff. This man's buffless. mobazane unable to get anything in his own jungle. AREA77 just continuously hounding down. Yureshi, though, gonna get a little stunned up. Able to come back through, hit the final slash onto 2 members. Yureshi should be able to get away from this safely. nicholette and Cold World just trying to defend with every little thing they have. But AREA77 continues to put the pressure down. A tower in the mid, a tower in the bot. Next target, a tower in the top.
I like that playing there so far by AREA77 too. All that little aggression there at the purple buff is happening while they're also taking that mid tower. So even though he kind of presses himself into the mid lane, he has an escape because they're able to take down that tower very quickly. You see here the damage firmly in favor of AREA77 right now. Really kind of waiting for this like mid to late game to start kicking off to maybe have a little bit of an answer here.
Ooh, a lot of damage does lock on. Cold World falls next. MarQT taking a little bit of mobazane, trying to chase him down. Basic there as well with the heart guard locked on. Mon's Force does not connect. No kills. MarQT drops. They're still looking for something else with Basic unable to fully unload. Turtle still on the map. Both teams completely ignoring it and going for each other instead. mielow looking for a target, but Bloodthirsty King's just unable to get the killing blows onto many people. They're trying to get the final hits. Basic drops another Mon's Force, but unable to find anyone.
Oh, ISO comes in with the blazing
duet. Look at the damage on a Basic. Basic forced to run away. Tarzan looking for a connection there. Finally, mobazane finds a purple buff. First one in ages. AREA77 now going to move on to the turtle.
First a purple buff. That's a victory as far as mobazane is concerned.
That's a victory right there, baby.
Yeah, they've started. They've like, all right, guys, I think we're going to make it. But, I mean, that opens it up. AREA77 able to take this final turtle of the game. It's going to be nothing but Lords from here on out. And I want to say, even with that fight, BTK unable to make much happen, able to get those kills. And then at the bottom lane, ISO pushing to the high ground. So, I mean, still able to make something happen all over the map.
Oh, man, poor Cold World, man. He's, nice flicker. I'm offended. Locks on ISO. Has the heart guard. Won't be able to get away. And now, nicholette, a death by her own skill. Forced to go down. ISO's cleaning up house right now. MarQT finds Basic, and ISO looking for the next target. Locking onto his old teammate, but ends up falling to mielow. 3 members down on the side of BTK. They do respond by taking 2, but AREA77 still comes out on top.
Yeah, I mean, AREA77, they have 1 kill more in favor of them. I hear that we're about to have a replay so we can see that fight again for the side of AREA77, kind of what kicked off there, especially because I want to say it's kind of even so far. Neither team able to really make any kind of push for some of these objectives.
Let us see it. I mean, overall, Cold World tries to last as long as he can, and I will say that in the end, he does buy enough time for Basic and mobazane to get involved here. JQD goes down, but in the end, with Basic falling and Nicholette as long as Cold World, I feel like the win does come out on top for AREA77. BTK are, I think, since they take 2 and they are a bit behind, it's kind of a good trade for them. Just trading in general, slowing down ISO a little bit helps out, but it definitely could have been better, and AREA77 still controlling the game.
Yeah, a firm grasp right now as they're starting to kind of push around. 15 seconds locked onto this next Lord. Ooh, I think they're caught up at top.
Yeah, should be okay. mielow, gonna be safe. Back to what you were saying.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, when it comes to these objectives right now, BTK still don't have an answer, still aren't really able to kind of force their way in. Only about a 4K gold loss for them right now. As we're taking a look at some of these items. I mean, you can see ISO already has the golden staff, demon hunter sword, so he's going to be chunking into the back lines. You're going to combine that with the Vexana damage from Marcuti. There is just a whole lot of damage and possibilities for Tarzan to kind of close in with that lethal counter.
It's in a bad spot here. Closed in by 4 members. Looks for a kill, but unable to get one before he goes down. BTK now down a member. 26 seconds on the death clock for mielow. AREA77 might try to force this Lord sooner than expected.
Yeah, and I mean, they did force Marcuti to go back to base. You did see the split pushing there by Nicholette up at the top, which forces the engagement from ISO, who's gonna have to go up there. They know ISO's not there, so it just depends on if they're willing to kind of start these engagements when they see people kind of out of line. Ooh!
Freshy in a little bit of trouble here. Eternal Guardian does come down. Basic with the Heart Guard. Locked on. Still nobody falls from either side. Lord still at 100%. AREA77 get a nice push onto the mid side. mielow forced to go and clear that up. You're actually going to go back to base here. And ISO going to hug around the backside into the tri-bush and gain a position over this Lord pit.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing such a good job of kind of baiting out the Lord, backing up when they need to. I almost thought Yureshi was caught again. I have PTSD from that first game when he was ganked like 3 or 4 times. But this time, he's starting to know his strength. He's got a lot of that defensive items built up, uses that flicker to get himself back out of harm's way, walks away while the rest of the team engages. And unfortunately, BTK, they see it coming, they back up, and then this Lord gets reset.
mobazane unable to find a way in here. Cold World trying to zone away Tarzan, but taking a lot of shots to the face. ISO with the damage. mielow open to the top side, able to get split push on. ISO comes in with a blazing duet, sending multiple members of BTK away from this pit. He finds Nicholette, and mobazane is on the run. It's nothing but mielow and Zane against the world. BTK, was it worth the risk there? Pushing in on that top side because now AREA77 is rushing down the mid.
Yeah, I was about to say, they didn't have mielow for that fight. They were trying to get that split push in, but that meant they were a man down for that fight. Look at this, the aggression from AREA77. Not going to be able to close it up here, but still. mobazane inches from death as we now have minions rushing down mid.
AREA77 have caught a lot of momentum in this game. It's a 6,400 gold lead. BTK, I mean, their only option is, you know, wait, hold out, wait for the play to happen. I will say AREA77 is a little more chaotic in their pushes, but that could be exactly what's leading them to victory here. Tarzan just 3-0-5 right now on the Ballman. Definitely looking vicious. Bottom inhibitor will get laid waste upon. The Lord does go down. Basic able to help clean things up. BTK not out of the game just yet.
Yeah, they still have another rush of minions kind of coming in here, starting to put that pressure onto the bottom lane, and they find themselves another high ground, possibly looking to close things out.
I mean, they're not going to force it. AREA77 taking things slow. Nice, I'm offended on Tarzan there. Going to pull him in. AREA77 now backing off. Going to go for the purple buff up in the top side. BTK. It's good that they still have this top inhibitor because if AREA77 is unable to close, they won't be pushed too hard on the long lane. Cold World in a little bit of trouble here. Big final slash on a mobazane and Cold World. Cold World gonna get knocked up, taking out Tarzan, able to get the kill. mielow now backing off as well. AREA77 still taking the slow approach in. mobazane gets a stun onto ISO. Zamon's force drops. Basic looking for a target. A lot of damage onto ISO there. Now BTK trying to respond back. Heartguard locks onto mobazane. Yureshi looking for a target. Gets the final slash onto mielow and Basic. Yureshi dashing through. Mortality drops for Yureshi. Yureshi backing off AREA77, backing off BTK. Survived the push.
Oh man, I was about to say they're pushing really hard on the AREA77. All they need to do is turn around, and you might actually have a little bit of a mistake on your hands. But very, very slyly, they both walk away. Nobody takes a death there. You can see right now, absolute full build there for ISO right now. Still coming on there. I want to say Belmont and our line. Oh, big pop up.
Whoa, a lot of damage on mielow. That is rough. That is rough. Losing that member right here, right now is huge. It's a 30-second death counter for mielow, and AREA77 knows that they know they have an advantage. It's 5v4. They're going to push down on the top side. 4 seconds for Lord. They don't care about that. They might try to go for the end here.
Yeah, they're starting to put this pressure. They just want to get that last high ground. Oh, nice little final slash.
A lot of damage, and look at Tarzan. He's going to go for the Lord instead. Will the rest of AREA77 put the pressure down, keeping BTK in their base?
Yeah, I like this decision here to split push into it, get that last high ground out there, because now it means that even if BTK wanted to contest it, they have a timer. They have only so long that these upgraded minions will start pushing into their base. Now they have no protection, no high grounds left, so they can only kind of linger in these fights for so long, and that's exactly what AREA77 wants. They want to keep that pressure on BTK.
AREA77 doesn't care about match point. It's just another game to them. And they're ready to take us the distance here. BTK on the edge, down all inhibitors. Can they even defend this push right here? If they can, it could be the answer. We did see Basic pick up the Holy Crystal. Will the damage be enough? ISO on the backside with a Blazing Duet. Looking for nicholette, looking for Cold World, but they find Basic. Tarzan gets the kill, and that's the major damage dealer for BTK. Yureshi drops to mielow though, but he's going to die for that one. Lord still crashing in at full health. All they got to do is lock onto the base, and that should be it. AREA77 taking us to game number 4.
Ooh, and what a game, too. I want to say shades of BTK's last game, but they were able to switch the seats there. AREA77, a very dominating